Hello, everyone. It is the 2nd of September. We have survived this holiday evening. Well, today, the holiday, at least. Thank you, Wolfram, for doing all of your Modly Mod stuff. And we have all the crazy news. Again, 2024 is not going to slow down. It is going to go full, Power Rangers Ultra Morph or whatever they're on, whatever season they're on. I don't know. They're on like season 173 now. Our first news story is rather sad and makes me never want to go to the Grand Canyon. Good evening, Heidi. And to everyone lurking out there, thank you so much for joining too. Try the chat. I used to lurk in a lot of chats, but you can try it out. We won't bite, at least allegedly in Minecraft intentionally. Good evening, Christy Marie and Nanny Goat. A North Carolina hiker has become the sixth person to, have a fatality at the Grand Canyon National Park in weeks. Good evening, Wesley. So yeah, I Look, you guys, I am not good with spatial depth perception, which is why I'm constantly bruised here and should in no way ever be given access to one of those little mini carts in Walmart. It's just ugly. It is ugly for everyone. So, um, oh, sorry, Mr. Mo needs to know. You make out the checks for their lunch every month. How do you not? Every month it's, "Who do I make the check out to?" And I'm like, "It's the same as it has been last month?" Now I don't even say that, I just answer because why not? Unfortunately, the sixth victim to the Grand Canyon was a 60-year-old North Carolina man who was found, no longer living in Arizona's Grand Canyon National Park on Wednesday after embarking on a solo hike, park officials said. The backpacker, whose name has not been released publicly, was located on a rugged and remote trail along the Colorado River that connects the lower Tapeats to Deer Creek camps, and the National Park Service said. Ooh. Yeah, but let's make sure everyone knows it's not Maoism because that dude unalived like tons of people. And we are not the same person. Also, I have more fabulous hair, but we both have a five head. So, when you have an extra large forehead, you can either use your force for good or evil. And I know, Puddletown. I just had to say that I am not Mao, I am Mo. So I just had to put our Venn diagram, and the only time it intersects is that we both have very large foreheads. He had Yeah, I would never do a solo hike. I am not a good survivalist person. I'm just not. This all sounds like a terrible idea to me. But I also lay awake at 3 a.m. and try to figure out if I would survive if I were stuck in, the Grand Canyon and come up with an enormous Rube Goldberg amount of things that I could survive, like Katniss Everdeen. If you ever wanted to know what Mo does at 3 a.m., these are the things. So, the National Park Service and Conoco County Medical Examiner are investigating the incident, and no further details were available or at least released. This is probably because his next of kin have either not made an identification or they're searching for his ID. Now, this hiker is believed to be the sixth person to die at the park in less than a month and the 14th this year. Park officials reported 11 fatalities in 2023 and said there are usually about 10 to 15 deaths per year. Yeah, no, I'll just stay in my house. I like being an indoor cat person. I'm okay with that. The previous deaths include an 80-year-old man who authorities say died last Sunday on a commercial river trip after falling from a boat into the river near Fossil Rapids, and a 33-year-old woman who was also found that day after a flash flood swept her away while hiking August 22nd. A 20-year-old New Mexico woman was found on August 8th below Twin Overlooks. A 43-year-old Missouri man died August 1st while attempting a prohibited base jump. A base jump? Real a base. The 43-year-old man who died while doing a base jump was a youngest, most feral. Changed my mind. From Yavapai Point, and a 20-year-old North Carolina man fell July 31st from South Rim. The park is also facing unprecedented break-ins in its only water or breaks in its only water pipeline that has forced hotels to shut down overnight stays within the park. Well, Grand Canyon, have you considered the same PR firm that's going to help Boeing? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. In the cutest story ever, and now I want a puppy walrus. Do you see this? It's so ugly, it's cute. I love it. An abandoned walrus calf is a ginormous puppy and getting 24/7 care in Alaska. I need I need a puppy walrus. Two hunters were walking along a beach in Alaska's northernmost city of okay, this is literally the town's name, y'all. I can't. Qutuiagvik. Quetvik? No. It, I'm just freaking the North Pole, okay? Aw, look how oh, he's so fat and roly poly. I love that. Okay, Mo's been sidetracked enough. Now, that was surprising because most walrus mothers are very protective of their pups. They even cuddle them like humans and rarely leave them on their own for their few years of their lives. The 165-pound pup had scrapes along her wrinkly skin and was dehydrated, so the hunters called for help. Wildlife authorities flew the calf 800 miles to the Alaska Sea Center that day in July, said Carrie Gortez, a veterinarian and director of animal health at the center. Excuse me. Carrie said the calf, a female, was just a week or two old and was badly malnourished. Yeah, I mean, 160 pounds, malnourished. A Pacific walrus herd had been spotted on that particular beach several days earlier, she said, so it appeared that the pup had either been abandoned or something happened to her mother. The calf would not have survived long on the beach by herself because she needed protection from predators and a regular supply of high fat milk. She had a lot of cuts and abrasions, but it's hard to know exactly what happened, she said. It could have come from other animals, but it also could have come from rocks on the beach. Rescue workers knew they needed to work quickly. The sweet faced pup reminded workers of the sad situation that they faced a year before when another orphan Pacific walrus pup was found by an oil worker 4 miles from the ocean on the North Slope tundra. Unfortunately, he died of complications of malnutrition, even though they tried their best. They hoped that this case would be different. Since July 22nd, the calf, who still does not have a name, has made an impressive amount of progress, noting that the walrus now weighs almost 210 pounds and loves to snuggle up next to her care providers and drink formula from a bottle every 4 hours. Her abrasions have healed for the most part. Uh, Still, the pup requires someone to be with her around the clock to act as a surrogate mother, she said. A team of walrus experts from around the country is helping with the pup's care, including workers from SeaWorld, the Indianapolis Zoo, Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium in Tacoma, Washington. It's definitely a team effort with dozens of people helping out. Everyone finds it rewarding to care for her. She's very tactile and affectionate, kind of like a ginormous puppy. Yeah, can we just keep this like, look, I still have enormous respect for the bald eagle. Can the walrus just be our post the coof sort of body type slash mascot for America just for this year? Come on, it's 2024. Joe Biden, everyone thinks you're nutso anyways. This is not generally a political, channel, but Joe Biden, make the national, animal of America this walrus just for one day. I just need this in my life. Denise Higginbotham, a zoological specialist from SeaWorld in San Diego, is among those that flew in to help administer food and medication. I was there for the first 2 weeks of her care, and I found her to be a sassy lady, which is what we like to see in our patients. It's overwhelming how cute she is. She's warmed up immediately to anyone who cozies up next to her. Stimulation is important for young walruses because they are social animals that huddle in large groups to stay warm in the wild. An adult female walrus can weigh up to 2,700 pounds when fully grown, and the rescued pup is well on her way, gaining about 45 pounds since her rescue. Look, it happens. In the wild, female walruses use ice or sea ice as a resting place for their young while they're, foraging for snails or clams on the ocean floor. And thank you, Squab Bob, for gifting a membership. And that went to you. That went to you, Squab Bob. So congratulations times two. I didn't. that that tickles the absurdist in me. And we've reached the very cool day where, and I have a whole nother board I need to do, but we've reached the really cool day where all of my pins are full. So I get to take those tags off and put them in my shadow box and then fill up the board again. So by the end of the year, we should have, just a full thing of these tickets. Ooh. Okay, now, all right. Um, Goach said that the Alaska Sea Life Center has only cared for 11 walrus calves since the facility opened in 1998. The effort for caring for the calf the last year was physically and emotionally exhausting. He had one serious decline after another. The calf we have now is much better. She's gaining weight and she's swimming and much more active. The pup is under close monitoring and has progressed enough to be allowed to be alone for some short periods. Otherwise, the whiskered youngster is fed and cuddled by veterinary staff members to emulate the closeness she would have felt with her mother. Because she has become habituated to human care, she will not be able to be released into the wild, but will sent to a wildlife center or a zoo somewhere in the United States. We don't have a name for her yet, but we're working on that. I like Daisy. I do like Daisy. There were a few stressful days in the beginning while we hoped we were meeting her needs, but she's definitely on the upswing. And of course, she's adorable. It's really satisfying to watch her suck down the whole bottle, then take a nap. I mean, who among us hasn't taken a whole bottle, then taken a nap? In sadder news, or well, in interesting news, I mean, does this mean that America now owns a party jet? Just asking for a friend. Because, I mean, You want to be popular with America or Americans? Can we all lend lease this particular private jet? Like everyone gets it one day a year or one day every decade. The U.S. has seized Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's airplane in the Dominican Republic. Well, I mean, why not? We just have not pissed off enough people around the world. I definitely think that this, I mean, let's poke more bears. Let's just poke more. Uh, the United States has seized Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro's airplane after determining that its acquisition was in violation of U.S. sanctions, among other criminal issues. The U.S. flew the aircraft to Florida on Monday, according to two U.S. officials. It's the latest development in what has been a long and frosty relationship between the U.S. and Venezuela, and its seizure in the Dominican Republic marks an escalation as the U.S. continues to investigate what it regards as corrupt practices by Venezuela's government. Corrupt practices in Venezuela? You don't say. I hope they sent both the Hardy Boys and Nancy Grace. However, will they solve this case? The plane has been described by officials as Venezuela's equivalent to Air Force One, and it has been pictured in previous state visits by Maduro around the world. This sends a message all the way to the top. One of the U.S. officials told CNN, seizing the foreign head of state's plane is an unheard of step for criminal matters. We're sending a clear message here that no one is above the law and no one is above the reach of U.S. sanctions. Well, I mean, I've always wanted to figure out how to play Fallout in real life. Could y'all just stop poking the bear for 5 seconds and to just maybe take care of your own countries for one doggone second instead of pissing each other off? Could you really? Could you do that? In a statement, Attorney General Merrick Garland said that the Justice Department seized the aircraft we allege was illegally purchased for $13 million through a shell company and smuggled out of the United States for use by Nicolas Maduro and his cronies. The plane was purchased from a company in Florida, the Justice Department said, and was illegally exported in April 2023 from the United States to Venezuela through the Caribbean. The plane, which is a Dassault Falcon 900EX, has been used to fly almost exclusively from a military base in Venezuela, the Justice Department said, and has been used for Maduro's international travels. Yeah, thank you guys for the Squid Pro Quo move over. Thank you. For years, U.S. officials have sought to disrupt the flow of billions of dollars to the regime. Homeland Security Investigations, the second largest investigative agency in the federal government, has seized dozens of luxury vehicles, among other assets, heading to Venezuela. The plane was seized in violation of U.S. sanctions, with Venezuela and other criminal matters that we are still looking into regarding this aircraft. Anthony Salisbury, special agent in charge, Homeland Security Investigations, told CNN. A high-ranking official from the Dominican Republic. Ooh, I just went through puberty again. It was amazing. Was told that Maduro's aircraft had been in the Dominican territory undergoing maintenance at the time it was seized by U.S. authorities. The source added that the government had no record that Maduro's private plane was in the country until it was seized. The Dominican Republic not being maybe up and up on recording stuff if you can pay a bribe? Nah. Multiple federal agencies were involved in the seizure, including Homeland Security, commerce agents, bureaus of industry and security, and the Justice Department. Well, when that many government agencies are involved, I'm sure that means everything is on the up and up. The U.S. recently placed pressure on Venezuelan governments to immediately release specific data regarding its presidential election, citing concerns about the credibility of the strongman leader Maduro's victory. We all know this. So, anywho, you guys, it looks like we are just pick and fight and kicking sand in every person that doesn't really like us. So we just seized the, Air Force One of Venezuela. I wonder how that's going to go down in apartments in Colorado. Asking for a friend. Uh, Arnold Schwarzenegger is worried about his dirty laundry being aired in a bombshell new lawsuit. Arnold, you already had an affair on Skeletor with the world's most differently attractive maid. Okay, I think that there's nothing left to hide. Your father was maybe affiliated with that, German or well, Austrian painter of the 1940s. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know that there's a lot of mystery left. Arnold Schwarzenegger is reeling from a bombshell lawsuit that promises to get seriously messy in the months ahead. And sources reveal that the timing could not be worse. Quote, he's humiliated and worried that his dirty laundry will be aired in court. A source exclusively tells In Touch. The lawsuit is aimed at the producers of the 77-year-old Terminator star's Netflix show Fubar, with entrepreneur Jackson Curtis claiming they stole his idea for a supermarket app and inserted it into their script. Curtis, 54, is demanding $1.5 million in compensation, and it's stressing Arnold out in the process. This was Arnold's big comeback, and now it's hit a major hiccup, the insider said. This stuff happens all the time in Hollywood, but Arnold's finding it extremely embarrassing. His defenders are saying it's not like he had anything to do with stealing material, but they have to admit it's not a good look. Critics panned the action comedy series, but that didn't stop the Kindergarten Cop star's legions of fans from tuning in, driving the series to the top of the pile. The series has already earned a second season that's set to air in 2025. Everything was going so well until this lawsuit dropped, the source continued. At his age, Arnold's no longer Mr. Invincible. He's reeling from this and desperately furious. It really ticked him off and he's losing sleep over it. Or maybe, you have to stop taking human growth hormones at some point and his body's just shriveling because of lack of testosterone. I don't know. Maybe he's really upset that he's finally going to have to admit he uses Just for Men on the top. I mean, who are you trying to fool, sir? Look, I have rainbow unicorn colored hair right now, and I don't pretend this is my natural look. Sir, that is Just for Men Clairol number. That is Strawberry Sunset. According to the Insider, the Expendables actor who was dating 49-year-old physical therapist Heather Milligan for over a decade wants to spend his downtime with her and not have to deal with an albatross of a lawsuit. It's getting to the point where there'll be subpoenas and depositions, and Arnie is worried he'll be dragged into it and waste valuable time, the source explains. He'd assumed he'd be beyond these things by now, but he has to deal with it. The former California governor has had 3 open heart surgeries, and the added stress from the legal battle is no good for his health. He's not nearly as strong as he'd like to pretend, the source admits. Well, does he still drive a Humvee? Because I think that makes you like invincible. I'm pretty sure if you have a, Hummer, then you are invincible. Figured. Uh, He should be taking it easy at his old age. It's bad enough he's still working, but the last thing he needs is the anxiety of this lawsuit. Everyone is trying to keep him calm and remind him he's not the one on trial, but it's still stressing him out, which is terrible for his heart. Arnold, just yeah, I I don't know what to tell you, Arnold. Now, I would like all attendants who work on getting Lord Chippy ready because we have a story that will not, well, it'll make everyone sick, but Lord Chippy can handle this. He really can. What in the Schnell am I reading here? By chance, are you missing a kid? A boy 3 years old left alone to wander apartment complex as his mother had plastic surgery. Where? That was not nice, but where? A Florida incubator, not a mother or a woman, but an incubator, is facing charges after allegedly leaving her 3-year-old son alone to wander an apartment complex while she had cosmetic surgery. Jessica Rentera, 25, was arrested in June and charged with child neglect after her son was apparently found wandering an apartment complex in Doral for hours. Police body cam footage shows the moments police officers found the boy safe and unharmed and arrested his mother. Yeah, according to local Fox station WSVN, police were called to the apartment complex around 4:15 p.m. on June 27th. Rentera was apparently using a unit as a vacation rental. A resident reportedly discovered the boy sleeping on her doorstep at around 4 p.m. Ma'am, I hope you got a boob job and someone punched you directly in the tit. Excuse my French. Gen Pop Justice, allegedly Rajad, Marhan, or whatever your name is, head of Google guy. Don't come at me. I'm just saying some people deserve a good tit kick once in a while, allegedly in Minecraft. And if this chick doesn't, I don't know who does. Allegedly in Minecraft. Anywho. Now, the police were called at 4:15, but surveillance footage reportedly shows that the boy was walking out of a third floor apartment hours earlier around 1:15 p.m. Footage also shows the mother leaving her apartment complex around 10:15 a.m., meaning the boy was on his own for around 6 hours. Body cam footage captured the police's interaction with the boy, and the officer said, "Hey, little buddy, what's your name?" And asking the boy if he knew where his parents were. The video shows officers going through an apartment complex trying to find the boy's caregivers, and at one point asking a resident, "Hello, by any chance, are you missing a child?" Neighbors seen on body cam footage appear to be concerned, with one person commenting, "This is like the little girl that lady left her daughter to go on vacation." Yeah, I covered the court case of that, or at least the sentencing, and that was a horrifying story. According to WSVN, police found the mother a few miles away at a surgery center. She was seen on camera being handcuffed while inside a police car. She was wearing a robe and has bandages around her face, presumably from a cosmetic procedure. WSVN reported that the mother told the police that she had asked a friend to watch her son, but that friend denied he was ever asked to babysit. She was from DeLand, Florida, some 280 miles north of Durrell, and was released on bond of $1,000. She does have a hearing set for September 24th and a trial date of December 2nd. What an absolute insanity. Um, well, if any one of you is still traumatized by arachnophobia like I am, it's time for some immersion therapy. It's cuffing season. I didn't know this was a thing. For horny tarantulas, as thousands of spiders travel the US looking for love. You know, there's a meet cute that is a must miss. No, thank you. That's a no. Arachnophobes beware, thousands of horny tarantulas are emerging from their subterranean dwellings and scouring America's Southwest for a soulmate. This event does happen every year, usually around the same time. And you guys haven't brought flamethrowers to this event? Why must I be the voice of reason? Holy water, flamethrower, and then sage. Why? Lauren Davidson, associate curator of the etymology at Houston Museum of Natural Science, told BBC Science Focus of the frisky phenomenon. The mass mating migration generally occurs from June to October, depending on the region, during which reproductively mature males aged 8 to 10 years old will seek mates across Colorado, Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. Just a whole other reason to never go to Arizona. Sorry, Sal. Maybe if you get an interview with Jody, but that's going to be a no-go if we have, horny tarantulas coming out. I can't. What prompts this paramour pilgrimage? Females tend to stay in their burrows and emit pheromones to let males know where to find them. Holy cow, I'm coming back to life as a female tarantula. I get to stay home, like men who want to date me bring me food, and I basically get to be an indoor cat my entire life. I'm kind of liking this thing, though. I'd rather just come back as a cat, if I'm honest. But there you go. Let's see here. Then the turned on male tarantulas emerge from their silk lined burrows hungry for love. And once they've tracked down that sniff of a special someone, he will knock at the female's door by rhythmically tapping at the entrance. If the courtship display is deemed acceptable, she could meet him. However, naturally, the idea of thousands of tarantulas, which are America's largest spiders, going on a love odyssey may seem apocalyptic. Uh, no, no Fs, no F. This sounds terrible. This sounds like we've had a chance to eradicate this, and we keep just letting it happen. However, this sexpedition is actually rare to come across. Not phrasing. Male tarantulas are only alive for one mating season. They spend the rest of their lives underground and only travel around a half a mile from their burrows. It's very cyclical and region dependent, Davison explained. You really have to drive quite a way out of the city to see any of these males. If people haven't noticed these large numbers before, then it's likely they won't notice them this year either. Not to mention that tarantulas are also nocturnal, so a majority of this soulmate searching goes on at night. Yeah, tell me they come out in the dark when I can't see them. This is getting much better. No, I don't feel terrified now. They just come out at night. So there you go. Now, if anyone does come across these, two or well, if you come across a pair of tarantulas, they can bite, but their venom is comparable to a bee sting. And why are you out hiking in the middle of the night in the desert in Arizona? How much peyote are you on? Um, in the only redeeming sentence in this, depending on if you like or dislike spiders. If you like spiders, this is a sad sentence, but in fact, these pilgrimages are much more perilous for the critters themselves, as along with getting run over, they can be devoured by the female they're trying to court. Poetic justice in the end. Oh, Well, Joey Chestnut wasn't able to perform on 4th of July, but he has re-entered the ring, or I guess re-dipped the hot dog, which is the grossest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Just ew. Anywho. Joey Chestnut dominates Takuro Kobayashi in record-setting hot dog eating showdown for Netflix. This sounds horrifying. Long-standing beef has finally been squashed, eaten actually. Joey Chestnut defeated Takehiro Kobayashi in a one-on-one hot dog eating contest Sunday afternoon at the HyperX Arena in Las Vegas. Chestnut consumed 83 hot dogs, beating his world record of 76 in 2022 to Kobayashi's 66 in 10 minutes. Ew. This is amazing, Chestnut said afterwards. I've been trying to hit 80 hot dogs for years. Well, everyone has different life goals. I don't know that my life goal will ever involve hot dogs, though. Without Kobayashi, I was never able to do it. He drives me. We weren't always nice to each other, but I love the way we push each other to be the best. The head-to-head showdown, which was streamed live on Netflix between the fierce rivals, largely considered to be the two best competitive eaters in the world, was 15 years in the making. The last time they met was in the 2009 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest when Chestnut beat Kobayashi after a 5-dog sudden death. A 5-dog sudden death. I am not mature enough for that sentence. Anywho, the two were atop competitive eating for the generation. Chestnut won 16 Nathan's hot dog eating contest, while Kobayashi, who said Monday that he did everything I could, won 6. But this matchup was separate from the famous event on Coney Island. Kobayashi was banned by the Major League Eating in 2010 after a contractual dispute, and Chestnut was banned from Nathan's contest after signing an endorsement deal with Impossible Foods. Now, there's something I really wouldn't eat: a vegan hot dog. Chestnut and Kobayashi were not allowed to separate the dog from the bun or dip either in water, which is a departure from what is allowed in Nathan's contest. It doesn't matter, however, Chestnut is the hot dog king. Sorry. Mr. Chestnut, that was a Freudian slip, but on my part, not yours, so don't worry about it. When I first heard the rules about no dunking, I was really worried, Chestnut said. But then I learned how to eat them like this. Any other hot dog eating contest I do, I'm going to be eating some of them without dunking. Oh, it's just that soggy, wet bread. I have a textural thing, and it just makes me, like, "Boo." I really do have a textural thing. I have the palate of a 12-year-old who is severely picky and obnoxious about it, which is why I started cooking in the first place, because I was like, "Mom, I can't do chunky sauces anymore. I need to blitz all of them. I do not like to see the chunks of vegetable." I was a weird kid, as I've stated before. Allegedly. Well, if you need any french fries, I mean, a semi crash covered Los Angeles freeway with french fries. Have it your way. You know what? If they were like, we can no longer sell these, as a mom of 6, I'm at least picking up 2 boxes if I were just driving past the road and they said, "Just take them. It's all a loss." I'm getting at least 2 cases. There is no shame in Moe's game. I'm like, "They were on the top of the pile. They're still frozen." A Los Angeles highway was backed up for miles during the morning commute after a crashed semi truck covered the highway with boxes of French fries. The California Highway Patrol said the truck crashed about 3:20 a.m. on the southbound 5 freeway near Stadium Way and spread dozens of boxes of fries across the roadway. Traffic was backed up for several miles during the morning commute while crews worked to clear the freeway of spuds. Two lanes of traffic were reopened by 11:15 a. By 11. Okay, how much was several miles? Because that's from 3:20 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. That is holy goodness. No, that is so long. No injuries were reported, which was good. So I'm glad that no one got injured, but well, maybe this wasn't her best angle. She just drove over our mailbox. Body cam footage shows drunk Florida mayor failing a field sobriety test. Not the dance of sobriety, not put your left foot in, put your left foot out, and do the hokey pokey of sobriety. She failed it. My shock. Body cam footage has captured the mayor of a Florida town trying to distance herself from her title, telling cops, "Don't call me the mayor," as she struggled to keep her balance during a field sobriety test after she allegedly ran over a neighbor's mail. uh, can that be the first level of my personal hell of Dante's Inferno? That sounds like no, no, you wanna keep me out of prison, tell me I would have to drive myself on a California freeway. I'm out. I'm out. I will become a nun. Like, Teresa Heitman, the mayor of Naples, was seen attempting to perform sobriety tests Wednesday evening after she was caught driving with a blood alcohol level over twice the legal limit. Hey, she's drinking for 3. She's drinking for her constituents too, damn you. I joke, but it again, with the puberty, wonderful. I joke, but nothing pisses me off more than drunk drivers because it is so rarely them that pay any consequences, when someone is involved in a crash. It always seems to be that, the drunk driver seems to 9 times out of 10 come out of these accidents A-okay, but is, the van full of puppies and, like, orphans that has to go over a cliff, and it gets absolutely just tiresome. I think the mayor is drunk and she just literally, "Oh, she just drove over our mailbox," end quote. A man is heard telling a 911 dispatcher over the phone, per NBC affiliate WBBH. When asked if the woman was indeed the mayor, the 911 caller replies, "I don't know. She's claiming to be the mayor, but I don't know who she is." After a brief pause, the neighbor asked the woman to identify herself again, to which she replied, "Mayor Teresa Heitman." Well, you were almost subtle. You almost caught away with it until you confessed you were the mayor. Oh, for the love of Cheetos. However, after the cops arrived just after 10 p.m., Heitman, 61, appeared to have distanced herself from the title. "No, don't call me mayor," she's heard saying. "It is not I, it is her twin sister." What are you doing, ma'am? She is heard telling an officer in video footage, "I'm Teresa Heitman right now, not the mayor." Oh, ma'am. Oh, oh, you sweet summer child. Okay. I don't think it works like that, but alrighty. Heitman claimed that the couple cut her off in traffic, prompting her to become frustrated. However, cops became a little suspicious when she reeked of boxed wine. I mean, uh, they could tell she was slurring her word. She was talking in cursive and she smelled like Boone's Farm, you know, strawberry fields. Now, she was unable to keep her balance during the hokey pokey of sobriety, leading cops to arrest her on the spot. This is her all dolled up and possibly just functionally drunk and not, driving drunk. Who knows? Now, despite claiming she had one glass of Chardonnay, Heitman's blood alcohol level was double Florida's legal limit of zero point zero 0.08. She was charged with driving under the influence and taken to Naples Jail Center. Now she was released Thursday on $500 bond and is expected to be arraigned on September 18th. The Post reached out to Heitman's office for comment. The politician has served as the mayor of Naples since 2020 and was reelected in March. I don't see that happening again. Following her arrest, Naples city manager Jay Brud- Brudishwar said city employees were saddened to learn of the incident. We know it's a difficult time for Mayor Heitman and we'll give her the space she needs. The Naples community should rest assured that our city team is committed and dedicated to serving our residents, even when one of us is in the Betty Ford clinic. I have 100% confidence that our city employees will not let this incident affect service delivery to our community. Well, I mean, that's sort of reassuring, I guess. And God delivers karmic justice in a hurry, quick, fast, and in a hurry. A kidnapper who abducted a 9-year-old girl from a supermarket got into a fatal crash while trying to flee, police said. FAFO. Survey says karmic justice is okay. A man who kidnapped a 9-year-old girl from New York City supermarket and SA'd her died the next day when he crashed into another vehicle while fleeing cops. Let me see here. I'm not going to open this jar of F's, so no F's to give. Fresh out, sir. And I'm saving these for a special occasion. Now, officers identified him as Queens man Wayne Knoll, 64. In a press conference, NYPD Assistant Chief of Detectives Jason Savino told reporters that the child was with her grandmother Thursday at approximately 7 p.m. at a Key Food supermarket on Jamaica Avenue. The grandmother, a mainstay in the neighborhood, left briefly to use the restroom. It was then that Noel approached the child and ordered her to the effect of, "Get in front of me," according to the police. He allegedly grabbed her hair and forced her out of the store. He pushed her inside of his vehicle, drove nearby, and SA'd her. Yep, not one damn F to give, sir. May you enjoy Hades and the demons that are torturing you. Now, a good Samaritan interrupted this. I did notice that, but it was from the New York Post, which tends to be a little more conservatarian. So the fact that they didn't label her means she's more likely a Republican, to be honest. Now, if it was the New York Times and they didn't label, I would say Democrat. I'll have to look that up. Uh, let's see here. As a response, the subject cowardly drives away, and the park is once again parks once again in close proximity, right next to that key food store area, and once again SA's the survivor. He then fled, leaving the girl on the street, police said. The next day, at approximately 12:30 p.m., police spotted the suspect in a vehicle in the area of 212th Street and Hillside Avenue. They tried to pull him over, but he fled. Ultimately, however, this driver, Noel, went through a stop sign and crashed into another vehicle. Officers said Noel died at New York Presbyterian Hospital. When police put out a warning about the kidnapping on Thursday, they did not know his identity, but Savino said Friday that people who knew him identified him in part because the footage from the supermarket. Now, Noel's crime history includes a 2022 arrest for robbery in which he, armed with a knife, forced a woman inside his vehicle and drove off, though she did manage to escape. I'm hoping that the other person that he ran into wasn't seriously hurt, but I'm feeling no compunction to feel sorry for this absolute piece of human garbage, water. In our final story, that is much better than that story, and a total Nicholas story, 2,052 IKEA employees break record for world's largest pajama party, and they all match. Oh my god, my mom heart is so happy. Y'all know that look, I never in my life before I had children, I thought matching photos were ridiculous. Let me explain to you the hormonal changes that go on when you have a small, tiny human and you see really cute footy pajamas and you can match your family in them. Even my jaded, cynical heart has bought pairs of matching pajamas. It's something that goes against my internal, like, deeply sarcastic soul. It's a little too heartwarming, but it's hormonal. Men, if your wife get pairs of matching pajamas, we can't help ourselves. Just deal with it. Furniture company IKEA gathered 2,052 employees at its first store in Sweden to hold the world's largest pajama party. The chain broke the Guinness World Record for the largest gathering of people wearing two-piece pajamas at a single venue in the store in Olmholt. The company officials said the record attempt was part of IKEA's initiative to create bedroom decor designed to improve sleep. We're thrilled about this collective effort coming together to highlight the importance of sleep. Fredrika Inger, managing director of IKEA of Sweden, said in a news release. Good sleep benefits everyone, and we believe by prioritizing it, we can genuinely make a big difference. Small adjustments like choosing the right pillow or lighting can lead to big improvements. Our goal is to make these improvements accessible to everyone because good sleep should be something everyone can achieve. Don't give me any ideas. I am trying my best. I think I have come up with a workable schedule to keep all of my little squirrel brain mind going through things. So I think I have figured that out. And now I am just going to tackle. Look, y'all, I spent 2 hours. My husband got me this editing package when I first started YouTube, and I thought I would maybe learn how to commune with computers. And I was trying to do my video editing, and I finally had gotten it all done. This has been like a week of work. And it will not upload correctly, and Mr. Mo says I cannot throw my computer out of the window. Just absolutely infuriating. And I feel bad. I don't wanna pester Mr. Mo because I have a brand new door and we have he put up new steps, he's worked on flooring, so his entire vacation has just been working on the house. So I'm trying not to bother him with my personal computer, dystocia, but I may ask him in a little bit. Oh, that's awesome, Pranilla. The PJs don't look half bad. Are those rubber duckies? I cannot for the life of me figure. Hey, they look fun, and any work that gives me pajamas and has those awesome jam cookies, which, honest to Bob, are my kryptonite. Those jam cookies, I'm like, dear Lord, someone needs to get Doctor Now here stat. Anywho, have a wonderful evening. I will see you guys in the morning. And then I think what we're going to do tomorrow is maybe a Sarah Boonathon since I didn't even see the last hearing yet. And then we'll go over some patient notes. And then Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be whatever trial either we're retro reacting to or currently watching. So we'll try to do that. So obviously that you'll have to go to other creators if you want, on-time trial coverage because I have from between, 10 to 2 on a good day. But that's a way I can get back into trials, but it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be trial days, and then Tuesday and Thursday will be, Sarah Boone or different random stuff and, Reddit stories because I love those. So have a wonderful evening, but I have figured it out and I will figure out how to be productive as well. Thank you guys for joining me and have a good evening because sleep is important. They are correct. Bye, you guys.